feet to the floor and interlace the fingers and rest the back of your head into the palms where your elbows are coming out to the side. Yeah. And just take a couple breaths here. Let your head rest heavy in the palms. And now we'll just come into that undulating action of the spine, moving the pelvis. It actually has a name. It's called Spinal Undulation 2. So here we go. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, where you can deepen the lift and the rise, the curve of the lumbar spine. And as you exhale, let the pelvis tilt back and press into the elbows. Yeah, just let the head fall back a little bit. On the inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. Your chin's going to move down a little bit towards the breastbone. And then as you exhale, tilt the pelvis back. And just continue this rocking in the pelvis, very slow. See if you can smooth out the action so it's not moving in a jerky way, but more fluid. Think of bringing kind of flow and wave into the low back. And moving in accordance with the breath. So inhaling, tilting pelvis forward, finding the rise of the lumbar curve, and then exhaling, lowering the lumbar spine to the mat. Yeah, very good. And now from here, find a neutral spine and extend your legs out, Shavasana legs, just relaxing the legs, maybe wiggling the feet, rocking the feet a little bit, just letting the legs be heavy, relaxed. And now from here, we're going to take the right elbow over to the right side. So we're coming into crescent. So we're moving the head, the torso, elbow over to the right, but keeping the left elbow to the mat. And opening up left side body, directing breath more to the left. And then on the inhale, bring it back to the center and take it over to the left side. So you have the head, the torso, left elbow moving to the left. Yeah, left elbow moving towards the left hip. And just opening up right side. And then inhale back to center and take it over to the right side again. And this time, flex the left foot and reach the left heel away from the hip. Yeah, and reach the right elbow up away from the foot. So you're moving elbow up. Yeah, heel is pressing out. Opening up again, space into the left side body. Inhale, bring it back to center. Then we'll take it over to the left side. And again, flex now the right foot, press out through the right heel, and reach up through the right elbow. And just breathe into the space between each rib, those intercostal breathing muscles. Yeah, opening space along the right side. And then inhale back to center. We'll take it over to the right again. Yeah. So we'll move more in a vinyasana now here, now that you know the action. So inhale to the center and exhale over to the left side. Yeah. And then inhale back over. Exhale over to the right. Yeah. Inhale to the center and exhale over to the left side. Yeah. And again, keeping the action of the foot strong. So when you come over to one side, yeah, take the opposite heel, press it out. And just do that a few more times with the breath. So really creating this kind of fluid movement, fluid energy along the rib cage, along the side body. Yeah. And now from here, bring it back to the center. Yeah, and relax the arms alongside you. Maybe even wiggle the shoulders a little. Relax any tension away from the shoulders. Yeah, great. And now from here, bring your arms out into a T. Bend the right foot, bring the bottom of the right foot to the floor, and turn the palms open to the sky. Back of the hand resting to the floor. And then press down into the right foot and take the right knee over to the left. Keep the inner edge of the right foot to the floor. And then imagine pushing your right heel away. Like you're pushing your heel towards the right edge of the mat. Yeah, lifting the right hip off the mat. And then lengthening the side body by lengthening the knee towards the opposite ankle. So you're not only getting rise, you're also getting length. And then reach out into the right fingertips. Set the gaze to the right. And as you exhale, bring the hips back down. Yeah, come back into neutral. And again, we'll take a full breath in. Take the right knee over to the left. So keeping the inner edge of the right foot into the mat. Press into the floor. Yeah, let the hip lift and rise and also extend. So you're getting length along side body. It's a nice opening to the hips, opening into the low back. And once again, we'll lower down. And then inhale, bring it back. Yeah, reach the knee towards the opposite ankle. Gaze to the right. And then lower the hips back down. This time extend the right leg back out into Shavasana. And then rock the feet. So windshield wiper kind of rocking, right? Toes in, toes out. And just shake out the legs a little bit. Inviting a flow of energy from the feet into the pelvis. And then relax the feet and just take a few breaths, resonating, moving with the energy that's coming from the ground up. And now from here, bend the left knee, place the bottom of the left foot to the floor. And as you inhale, bring the left knee over to the right. So now you're rolling to the inner edge of the left foot, lifting the left hip off the mat. Let the left knee just ease towards the right inner ankle. Yeah. And set your gaze to the left. And reach out into the left fingertips as you lift and lengthen along left side body. Along the left hip into low back. Yeah. And then slowly lower it back down on the exhale. And again, pressing into the foot. Take the left knee over to the right. Let the left hip rise. Extend out into the left fingertips. Gaze to the left. Keep left shoulder planted. So you don't want to uproot the shoulders here. But let them stay soft and open. And then exhale, lower it back down. And one more time, we'll bring the knee over. Yeah. Pressing into the left foot. So you can imagine again, pressing the left heel towards the left outer edge of the mat. And really getting some lift, height, and length. And then exhale, bring it all the way down. Extend the left leg out. And once again, rock the feet. Yeah, toes in, toes out. Just kind of shaking out the legs, shake out the feet. Inviting movement, fluid energy moving up into the legs and into the low back and hips. And then relax the feet. And just breathe into that resonating, pulsing energy. Great, and now from here, we're going to bend the knees. Bring the bottom of the feet to the floor. And once again, interlace the fingers. And then bring the back of the skull into the palms. Let them be cradled there. The head is being cradled. Yeah, keep back of the neck long and open. And now from here, we're going to press down into the feet. And then squeeze the inner elbow into the side of the head. And just come up slowly as you exhale. And as you inhale, bring it back down. Press into the back of the elbow and even tilt the head back a little bit as you lift and open the lumbar curve. And now squeeze the elbows in on the exhale. Let the navel drop to the spine. So you're lifting chest, lifting head, gazing towards the navel. And then inhale, reach long through the spine. Bring it back down. Press elbows into the floor. Let the low back open. Yeah, and do that a few times with the breath. The exhale coming up. Inhale is wide and open. Yeah, back of the elbow to the mat. Yeah, just let this be a flowing movement. And again, a way of undulating movement, wave of action, wave of fluids into the low back and in through the spine. And see if you can smooth out the action by smoothing out the breath. Let the inhale be complete as you lower yourself down. Yeah. And then exhale completely, letting the belly drop to the spine as you come up. Yeah. And then the next time that the elbows come down onto the mat, and release the arms out. Rest the inner knees together. Take a couple of breaths here. And now if you have a block, then take your block and we're going to move it to the widest place, not the skinny, but the wide, and place it that way, the wide width, in to the inner thigh, down towards the inner groin. Knees are still bent, bottom of the feet to the floor, and just squeeze in from the outer thigh into the block. Now, if you don't have a block, a good thing to bring to these home practices is maybe a towel that you can roll up and use in place of a block. That works. Something you can hug into that's going to keep the outer knee and outer hip in hip distance. Yeah, so they're aligned here. And then bring the arms out to the side. Arms in a T. And if you want more opening in the shoulders, you can always turn the palms to the sky. If you want a little more root and grounding, then you can bring the palms down. So you have kind of a choice here. Yeah. And as you exhale, we're going to take both knees over to the right side. Set your gaze to the left. And then squeezing into the block, drawing into the core. Inhale the knees back to center. And then exhale, move to the left side. And again, squeezing into the block. We're gazing out to the right and inhale to the center. And continue this movement. Yeah, staying connected to the block. And move slowly. And let it be fluid. And as you take the knees over, also reach them down. So just like before, we're going to not only get a little rise into the lumbar curve, but also length. And the shoulders stay rooted to the floor, so you don't want to lose the back of the shoulders here. So again, as you bring the knees over, just lengthen them out. And inhale, squeeze into the block, draw into the core. So it's a little more connection than if the block weren't there. It's a little more connection to the core, to the side ribs. The muscles that line the side ribs are active here. So bringing that length and opening into the body. So again, squeezing into the block, exhale over to one side and lengthen the knees. You can think of reaching the hip away from the shoulder as you bring it over. So you're getting that long, open side body. And we do a lot in yoga to open the ribs, to open the side body. Very good. And the next time that you get back to center, we're just going to take the block, set it off to the side for now. We'll come back to it. And then draw the knees into the chest. Place the palms onto the knees. And you can hug the inner knees together, hug the ankles together, and just make wide open circles here, as wide as you can. Again, we're thinking of opening and creating openings today. Yeah, space in the body. So now here, bring the arms out to the side. And start making circles with your heel, the back of the heel. So it's not just the knees that are reaching out, but you're straightening the knees a little bit here and getting a little wider. So just like what we did with the block, yeah, use the core muscles a little bit. Use the belly muscles as you reach out. So think of taking the knees over to one side and back to center as you reach the heels out. And then if you can straighten the knees all together and then hug them back in, you can do that. Yeah, and let's reverse the rotation. So you can start with small circles with the knees. And that might be where you are this morning, and that's great. Yeah. But if you can, begin to reach out, think of making circles with the back of the heel as you're moving the knees to one side and around. So making big, wide circles. And again, if you can, straighten the legs as you reach out and then bend the knee, drop back in. Yeah, do this for about an hour. You'll be in great bikini shape in the next couple of months. All right, and then draw the knees back into the chest. And from here, extend both legs up overhead. Press out and up through the heels. Let the shoulders relax, back of the shoulders, softly moving down. And now from here, bend the right knee, hug the knee in towards the chest, reach out through the inner and outer left heel, and we're going to slowly lower the back of the left heel down towards the mat. Yeah, let it hover off the mat about a foot or so, and then reach out long through the left leg. Again, inviting this opening along the low back. Hugging in towards the right knee. And then draw the left knee in. Extend both legs up overhead, press out through the heels. And again, just allow yourself to soften into the back of the shoulders. So there's no tension in the shoulders. Shoulders are melting down as the heels are reaching up. Yeah, and then bend the left knee, draw the left knee. Excuse me, into the chest. Yeah, reach out long into the right heel. Open an inner and outer heel and slowly lower the leg down until the back of the heel is hovering about a foot off the mat. And then again, as you exhale, press out through the right heel. Both inner and outer heel are open. And elongate through the back, the low back, low spine. So you hug the left knee in. And then bring the knee back to the center. Yeah. And then take the bottom of the feet to the floor. And from here, we're going to roll onto our belly. We're going to kind of shift around, come onto the belly, and come onto the forearms, where you're coming into the Sphinx pose. And you can move the elbows a little bit ahead of the shoulders. Yeah, turn the hand out to where you're reaching out a little more to the pinky finger. And ground into the pads just below the fingernails. And now to start, just move your hips back and forth, like a little wiggle back and forth. And just easing any tension that might be there around the glutes and around the low back. Yeah, sometimes when we come into these more back bend poses, we tend to get congested sometimes around the low back. So we want to bring fluid energy there. Yeah, grounding energy into the pelvis, but fluid energy into the back. Great. And then reach out through the left foot. Maybe lift the left foot off the mat, press deeper into the top of the right foot, and then lower the left foot down. Press down into the top of the left foot, reach back through the right, and then lower it back down. Yeah, engage into the hands. Energetically draw the fingers back towards the elbows. Begin to lift the navel up off the mat. Set the gaze beyond your mat so the back of the neck is long, throat is soft. And then ease the shoulders. Yeah. Let the heart shine forward here. And just like before, think of lifting the ribs up. So we're kind of moving them up, side body long. Yeah. Great, and now from here, come all the way down. Make a nice pillow with your hands. Bend the knees, bring your forehead to your hands, and rock your feet from side to side. Yeah, just again, inviting a little more freedom into the low back, a little more movement, fluid energy into the body. Great, and now from here, bring the top of the feet back to the floor, forehead to the mat, interlace the fingers, and then move the top of the hand back towards the heels. Yeah. Then again, find that root so the pelvis is in a strong supported place. Reach the toes back, so long through the legs. And then as you inhale, lift up into the chest, into the crown of the head. Yeah, reach the hands back. So the shoulders are wide. Yeah. Collarbone drawing in and up. And again, reach way back into the toes. Maybe even press the top of the toes into the mat. Yeah. And then lower back down. And again, make a nice pillow with the hands, bend the knees, and rock the feet from side to side. Okay. And then once again, we're going to bring the top of the feet to the floor. Reach back through the toes. Find that grounding. Interlace the fingers behind the back. So we'll come into Shavasana again, forehead to the floor. And as you come up, think of lengthening the crown of the head forward as you reach your hands back. Yeah, this time we're going to lift the feet off the mat, lift the legs, squeeze into the legs, point the toes back, release the hands, and have the palms facing the outer thigh. Yeah, reach the fingers back as you lengthen the spine forward. Squeezing into the midline. Find that length, that support. And then bring it all the way down on the exhale. Extend the arms forward, palms to the floor, forehead to the floor. Yeah, just breathe slow and deep into the belly and into the open space of the back. Yeah. All that fluid energy moving through the low back. Breathing into the belly, into the kidneys. And now bring the hands alongside the ribs and come up onto the knees. And we'll just come into cat-cow here. So we'll leave the blanket for now. So have the hands to the floor, turn out a little bit into the pinky, index finger forward, and then bring the knees underneath the hips. Yeah, top of the feet to the floor. Start there, just feeling supportive. The pillars of the arms are strong. Yeah, just ease the shoulder blades into the back. Gaze down to the floor. And then on the exhale, we're going to round into the spine. Press into the hands. Draw the navel up in towards the spine as you gaze back. Inhale, lengthen and open. Yeah, so this is very much like what we did on the floor in the pelvic tilt. undulating the spine. Yeah, so this is Spinal Undulation 1, actually. And then inhale, lifting the chest, reaching the hips back, deepening the curve of the lumbar spine. Exhale, rounding into the spine. Softening that curve in the spine. So just continue moving with the breath. And again, see if you can bring a smooth, fluid action into this movement. Yeah, using the flows of the breath. Yeah, every movement in and out is a transition. You want to be mindful of the transitions, connected to how you move from one place to the other. Being clearly open to seeing how you find that action, right? So now the next time that you exhale, we're going to keep the hands where they are. Just move the sitting bones back to the heels, forehead to the floor. And then we're going to bring that Balasana, that child's pose, into the movement. So inhale, come forward, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, cat pose. Inhale, lengthen forward, lifting the chest. Exhaling, moving the sitting bones back in towards the heels. On the inhale, again, smooth action. Bring it forward into the beautiful cow pose. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, full breath. Exhale, draw back into the Balasana. Sitting bones back to the heels. Inhale as you rise up slowly. Yeah, lift the chest, lift the hips, and then exhale completely. Inhale again, full connection, lengthening out. Exhale, bring it all the way back. And we'll come into that one more time. Come forward with the inhale. Exhale, lifting navel to the spine, gazing back. Inhale, bright and open, lengthening forward. And exhale, taking sitting bones back to the heels. And then come up for a moment, and let's bring our knees as wide as the sticky mat, big toes touch. Sit the sitting bones back to the heels. And then lengthen out. It's like a cat in the morning. You can wiggle your hips back and forth, lengthening one side and then the other. Yeah, reaching your arms forward. I learned a lot from my cat. And now from here, we'll walk over to the left side where the right sitting bone stays tethered to the heel. Reach your right arm out a little bit more. This is like what we did on the floor. We're opening up, excuse me, the outer ribs, opening up the space around each rib. So direct your breath into the right side. And then bring it forward. Yeah, reach the hips back. And then we'll move over to the right side, opening left side body. So again, let the right sitting bone draw back towards the heel. You don't want to lose that root. And then lengthen out along the left side. Breathe into the left side body. And then take it all the way back to center. And exhale. On the inhale, let's bring it back up. And we'll this time fold our blanket. Yeah, take a moment to clear the mat. And just set your blanket off to the side. Yeah. And from here, come on to all fours. Take the knees back a few inches, tuck the toes under, and inhale length through the spine. Maybe even lift the chest, lift the hips, a little bit of a cow pose. And as you exhale, draw back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees down towards the mat. So you're engaging a little deeper into the mounds of the toes. Now keeping the knees bent. Keeping the knees moving downward. we're just going to begin to lift up into the navel. Yeah, lift up into the sitting bones. And now press into the base of the thumb. Like you can push your hands forward as you're reaching up. Yeah, nice stretch and open into the low back. And now from here, slowly take the top of the thighs back, lower the heels down, come into downward dog, and then walk to the hands, Uttanasana. Bend the knees where you can bring your belly onto your thighs. So that might be a lot of bending. That's okay. And then begin to relax the head, crown of the head moving down, and forehead moving towards the shins. So just like we did in downward dog, we're going to open a little more into this pose. Walk your hands back till your elbows are straight, and you can press a little bit into your fingertips. Yeah, pressing down into the feet, begin to lift up into the sitting bones as you bring the forehead closer to the shins. Oh, nice little low back stretch. And then bring the hands onto the hips. Rise up slowly with the inhale. Yeah. And then sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale the hands to the heart. Release it down. And inhale, open it back up. Yeah. On the exhale, take the hands back behind you. And again, interlace the fingers. Let the chin relax to the breastbone. And bend the knees slightly, moving the top of the thighs back, creating a hollowing around the top of the thigh. Yeah. And then from there, drop down into the tailbone, press into the heels, and lift the chest. Sweep the arms up overhead. On the exhale, bow in Uttanasana. And then inhale, a nice lifted flat back. And press down into the fingertips. Energetically draw them towards your feet, where you can lengthen the crown of the head forward. Yeah. And on the exhale, bow in Uttanasana. Press down into the feet. Rise up from the center of the chest to the crown of the head. Exhale the hands to the heart. Release it down. Inhale. Interlace the fingers. And start by bringing your palms to the back of the skull. Let the head relax. Press from the upper palate into the back of the skull. Take the elbows out and wide so the shoulders are open, but ease the shoulders away from the ears. So there's space there. And then turn the palms up towards the sky. Extend the arms up. On the exhale, come over to the left side. So opening right side. Press deeper into the right foot. And lift and lengthen. Think of taking the elbow up, away from the hip, and over. Really creating space there in the standing crescent pose. And then inhale back to center. Reach up long through the side body, and then carry it over to the right. Gaze to the left. And press a little deeper into the left foot. You can think of reaching left elbow upward. Coming deeper into crescent pose. And then inhale back to the center. Release the arms. Exhale, bow, Uttanasana. On the inhale, lift and lengthen spine. And then as you exhale, step your right foot back. Slowly lower the right knee down to the mat, top of the foot to the floor, and then rise up. Take the hands, palms onto the top of the thigh, right above the knee, and just press forward. Now as you exhale, take the left outer hip back and hug it in. So even though the knee is coming forward, there's still this drawing in action through the hips, dropping into the tailbone, and lift the chest. Yeah, great. And now sweep the arms up overhead, turn in towards the pinky finger, drop deeper into the pelvis, Reach up through the pinky. Yeah, draw the shoulder blades in, lift the heart. Stay rooted into the feet so the left foot can be pressing down, giving you that room to rise. Lifting side body, finding that opening. Yeah, and as you exhale, lower it down, fingertips to the floor. Straighten the front leg, come back onto the back of the heel, toes are pointing up. And again, just draw the hips back. Think of them hugging in as you lift and lengthen the spine. And then walk it forward. Step lightly into Uttanasana. Press down into the feet, rise up with the inhale. Exhale the hands to the heart. And then sweep the arms up. Stay long through the side body as you slowly lower down. Yeah, inhale, lift and lengthen. On the exhale, step the left foot back. Bring the knee down and then rise up. Take the top of the left foot to the floor. Bring your palms just above the knee. And then press the palms a little forward. Press the knee forward as you move the right hip back. Yeah, it's a little kind of more energetic move. But it creates an opening through the hips. Yeah. And drop down into the pelvis. Lift up through the heart. Hi, Nikki. Sweep the arms up overhead. And then turn in towards the pad of the pinky finger. Yeah. Reach up through the tips of the finger. Draw the shoulder blades in. Lift the heart. And again, think of moving from the top of the hip, top of the pelvis, all the way up through side body. And then as you exhale, take it all the way back down. And then again, we'll just walk back a little bit. So coming onto the back of the right heel, toes pointing up. And energetically, you can draw the fingers back behind you as you lift the heart. Lengthen forward. And then from here, step forward into Uttanasana. Rise up through the inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart. Very good. So from here, let's take a block if you have one. Okay, and if not, again, you can take a rolled towel, place it to the inner knee, and just walk in. So the outer moving in, walk the knees in a little to where you're squeezing the block for Utkatasana. And then bend the knees a little forward. Again, hollow space around the top of the thigh as you move the femur bone back. And then sweep the arms up, drop into the tailbone, squeeze into the block, and let the belly draw in. So navel to the spine. But this pose is about lifting side body, reaching upward, taking the heart up. Yeah, finding your seat of honor. Right? So press a little deeper into the heels, hug into the block, lift up. Great, and then on the exhale, we'll bow in Uttanasana, keeping the block there. Yeah, hugging into the block, lift the chest, reach forward and up. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale the hands to the heart. And then release the block, have it near you. Yeah. And we're going to take the arms up. And exhale again, long through side body, Uttanasana. Step back into downward facing dog. Extend the right leg back behind you. Now hug in towards the outer foot. So we're not fanning the foot out, but think of hugging the big toe in, right? And then slowly begin to lift the leg up. So mindful that you're keeping the left hip moving back. Yeah, there's a tendency is to collapse into the left side. So you want to press into the base of the thumb. Keep the left outer hip moving back. And then bend the knee, right knee. Bring the leg up. creating space along the body, but keeping the shoulders in balance here. And then from here, we're just going to take the foot, bring it forward. And if you have to come down onto the knee, the back knee, and walk your foot forward, that's great. Do that. And then turn the back foot flat and rise up slowly. Yeah. So let's come into Parsvakonasana. Bend the front knee. Think of aligning that center of the knee to the second toe so that the inner knee is moving outward. Yeah. And then take the top of the back thigh back. Draw down into the heel. Yeah. And maybe bend the front knee even a little more. You might need a little more room. Take the back foot back. And then from here, bring your elbow onto your knee. So again, tendency is to collapse on one side as we open the other. So we're going to try to keep that kind of, so as you come over by lifting side body, keeping side body long, keeping crown of the head moving forward. And then take the arm, left arm up overhead. Turn the palm facing forward and bring the upper arm aligned with the ear. Press down into the feet, down into the elbow, and then spin the belly. Spin the chest open. So again, think of lengthening out, not just spine, side ribs, side body open. Stay rooted into the back foot. And then we're going to bring the left hand onto the hip, straighten the front leg, come into Trikonasana. In the same way, where you have lift and length through both sides, side body open. Yeah. Move the back of the head back, shoulders pressing back, heart moving forward. Very nice. And then from here, we're going to come down, turn your toes so they're pointing forward. Walk your hands forward, come onto your fingertips. And then bend the knees down towards the mat. Engage deep into the four corners of the feet. So we don't want to lose the mound of the big toe or the inner or outer heel. And then pressing down into the feet, pressing out through the hands. Begin to lift the navel up in towards the spine as you straighten the legs, as you lift the sitting bones. Yeah. And do that again. Bend the knees a lot. Bring the sitting bones down towards the mat. And then pressing down into the fingertips, down into the feet, so you're getting all of that support from the hands, from the feet. Yeah, you can lift up into the navel. Yeah, reach length through the spine. Crown of the head long, moving towards the hands. Tailbone deeply rooted. Very nice. And then bring it all the way back. We're going to take a little walk over to the left side. Pivot the feet. So you're kind of in a lunge, and then bring the right foot to the floor, rise up. And we'll come into Parsvakonasana on this side. So bend the front knee. Again, think of the center of the knee aligned with the base, or yeah, the second toe. So center of the knee to the second toe. See how that works. So you're not collapsing the knee in, but the knee is actually moving out. Yeah. And then from here, lift side body, start there. And as you come over, it's not a collapse of the side, but long and open as you're reaching yourself forward. So you're still moving in that long place as you come forward. Yeah, great. And then sweep the right arm up, turn the palm facing forward, and then bring the upper arm aligned with the ear, and press into the back heel, reach long and open through side body, spin the belly, spin the chest open. And then bring it back. Straighten the front leg.
Trikonasana. So again, you want to think of lengthening out. So instead of collapsing the side body, grow the side body long as you come forward into the pose. Yeah, so both side body are open. And then press into the back of the skull. Set the gaze out into the room. Yeah. And then this time, let's bring fingertips to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Yeah. And then extend. I think it's the left side, right? That we didn't do. Do the other side. It might be the left. Okay. And bring the leg up. I'm gonna walk around my cat. Okay. And again, yeah, hug into the foot. Reach the leg long and then bend the knee. And keep long through the side body. Keep the shoulders in balance here. And lift up along the inner knee. Yeah, mindful that the right side's not collapsing. You're taking the top of the right thigh back. And then lower back down, downward dog. And let's come on to our knees here. Very good, and swing the legs around. So come onto your blanket, sit on the edge of the blanket, and let's come into Dandasana. Okay? Yeah. So extend the legs out, press out into the heels. So the feet are strong, as if they were planted onto the floor. Yeah. So you're setting roots into the back of the legs. And you're finding the support to bring lift and rise up through the side body, up through the spine. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna bend the right knee. Keep the left leg supporting the pose so the foot is flexed, the leg is strong. And then reach your left hand out to the side and bring your right shoulder, that outer shoulder, to the inner knee. So you have this nice connection here. Now you can place your hand anywhere along the leg, or if you have a strap, you can take your strap and certainly use your strap as well. That's another way of doing it. But if you have the room to reach to the mound of the pinky toe, yeah, come into that place. And then lift and lengthen. So lift up through the spine and spin the belly over towards the left. So this might be your pose. You might be in this great twist. Continue to hug the knee into the shoulder. Or you could come into the Garland Pose. So we're going to turn the thumb down and then turn the palm up. So it's this rotation, right? Plugging that shoulder in and then reaching the arm around. And you can hold hands with yourself here. Or again, if the hands aren't reaching, you can take your strap or your towel, yeah, whatever you have there. And that can be a way that you can come into the pose. Yeah. And then from here, you can soften the pose by relaxing your gaze down towards the floor, softening the chin in towards the breastbone. And slow, deep breaths. And then slowly come all the way out. Extend back out into Dandasana in a strong supported pose. Letting the feet be engaged, muscles holding you up. Yeah. And keeping that little curve into the lumbar spine. So important to have that support of the lumbar. So mindful that you're not collapsing and rounding, but lifting, rising up through the spine, rising up through the crown of the head. And then from here, we'll bend the left knee. Yeah. And then take your right arm, right hand out, and then bring the outer shoulder to the inner knee. So again, so right there, you're going to begin the twist of coming into that twisting to the right. So you can have your hand anywhere along the leg that's most comfortable for you, right? And if you can, or use your strap again, or you can always reach for the mound of the pinky toe. And then pressing down into the right hand, lift the belly, spin over towards the right. And then if you want, you can come into Garland Pose. So the thumb is pointing down, and then you rotate the palm up. So it's this rotation, inner shoulder drawing in, and then bring the arm back behind you. So again, you can always, if the hands don't touch, use a towel or a strap behind you. And then from here, you can drop the chin, round it a little bit into the spine, and soft, slow breath. Continue to hug the knee in, so we don't want the knee reaching way out. Want it to kind of hug in, yeah. Very good, and then release it out. Yeah, bring the bottom of the feet together. Take your index finger and thumb around the base of the big toe, and then draw your toes away from each other. So they're drawing out, and you're engaging more into the arch of the foot. Yeah, press mounds of the toes and heels together. And begin by tilting a little forward. So you're dropping into the inner thigh, the inner groin. And then begin to rise up. Yeah. And on the exhale, lengthen forward. Round into the spine. And bring the crown of the head down towards the feet. Yeah. Parsvakonasana. And then slowly come back up and gather the knees. And let's come on to the mat. Yeah, if you're like me, you might have to move the kitty cat off your mat. All right, come all the way down. Yeah. So take a few breaths to just allow things to be held. Bring the arms out into a T. And then walk your feet as wide as the sticky mat. And as you release the breath, we're going to take both knees over to the left side. And just reach the right knee a little more towards the left ankle. Inhale, bring it back to center, and then exhale over to the other side. Yeah. Just extending a little more length into the left knee towards the right ankle. You can always gaze opposite the knees. Inhale back to center, and a couple of breaths over to the left side. And again, just breathing into that long open space of the side body. And bringing it back to center and over to the right. Breathing along the left side body, directing the breath there. And one more time, over to the left. Yeah. Breathing into right side body. And then take the knees back to center. Walk the feet in a little bit. We're just going to rest the inner knees together. Relax the arms alongside the body. And breathe slow and deep into the belly, into the back. Notice the open flow of energy that today's practice may have given to you. A gift to the low back. To open it up. Maybe the breath is flowing a little deeper into the lungs, expanding out into the ribs, side body, a little more open. And so we'll slowly come into Shavasana, but if there's a pose that
your body needs or wants, your body's asking for, certainly do that pose before coming into Shavasana. So some of you may want to extend legs up, maybe a little inversion to calm things down. You can always take your block and come into the supported Sarvangasana pose, Pravariti Karani. Yeah, it might be that you just need to come into a little more of a twist, a side opening twist. So find your way. And then when you're ready, just come into Shavasana, extending legs out. Maybe shake them out a little bit. Shake out any tension there so the legs can totally let go. Sometimes it helps to bring the feet a little wider than the hips so you have more space. Again, openings, finding the openings. The arms can be out away from the body, so there's room to breathe, giving yourself space. And just follow the pulse of breathing. Inhaling slowly, exhaling completely. Letting everything relax, everything be soft. Keeping the breath fluid, the breath moving like the gentle flow of water. Let each exhale be complete and just sending out anything that might be holding. So everything can flow easy. So now draw the knees into the chest and slowly roll to the right side. And then using the inhale, slowly rise up and find a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes soft, keeping the face in Shavasana. Again, connect to the breath and just the natural pulse of breathing. And slowly bring the hands together, draw the hands to the heart. And as you exhale, set a gaze down in towards the heart. Know that the yoga practice is a way of clearing the light, clearing the path for a brighter light. So the light that shines within is that same bright light that we see in others. Namaste.
So thank you for coming. I'll unmute everyone. There we are. All right. Well, thank you. And to those 8 o'clock people, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Have a good Sunday.
All right, you too.
Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Beth.
If you want to stay and chat, I'm always open to that too. So, yeah.
Thanks, Beth.
You want to hang on. Thanks, Dave.
Hi, Catherine.
Bye, Barbara.
Barbara.
Where's Elaine?
Bye.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Hi, Barbara.
Hello.
Hey, Martha.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
A lot of people take.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody keeps moving around.
Okay, good. Bye, Beth. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, Beth.
Bye. Thank you. Good to
Bye.
see everyone.
Hi, Sarah. Good to see you.
Good to see
Oh, same here. Thanks, Martha.
you.
Hi, Margaret.
Beth, did you add a light to your room?
Pardon?
Did you add a light to your room? It looked, when you were standing back by your mat, you were well lit this time.
Oh, no, I didn't do anything. And I was so busy messing around with Zoom that, because I had some problems with my first class, that I forgot to put the sheet up. So I didn't even block the windows. So I'm glad it worked. Maybe it's the clouds. Maybe it's the angle of the light. It's a little less sunny today than it's been.
Yeah, if it's cloudy where you are, it'll be better with that window.
Yeah, it's just now, the sun is just now starting to break through a little bit. So
Oh, great. And thank you very much
That was a
for
great
the class. That was-
okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Rod. Good to see you.
You too.
Coming.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, fine. Just bored, usual.
Are you able to work? Are you?
No, it's
Oh,
I had to do with basketball, so
right.
that's
Right.
all basketball's canceled. So
Gosh, that's terrible. 'Cause that's what you were doing. Oh my gosh. I know it's insane right now. But you look like you're holding up. You look good.
yeah, doing my own exercises at home, just walking, hiking around the neighborhood a lot,
Yeah.
discovering new areas.
They're opening up access to parking, I heard, tomorrow at the open space. So that's good. We can all go out and hike more. So that's
Oh,
open up. Yeah. So if you
up
weren't,
my street,
just walk over, right?
Yeah, I live on some hills, and so there's a lot of hills around, so it's just a lot to discover around here as it is. So.
Yeah. Great. I'm just longing for the ocean. I'm looking forward to the day they can open that up. So yeah, get out and walk along the beach. That would be great. I used to do that like once a week, so I'm really missing it. Yeah. So how is everyone else doing?
Oh, well, everybody seems fine. Dad's still working.
Oh, he's able to work at home, right?
Yeah, on the computer, the phone. So
Great.
busy with that.
I know he tried to get into my class this morning. I felt terrible that 8 o'clock class. Oh my gosh.
What was going on? That was a new.
It was on my side here. It wanted me to install an upgrade, and I didn't want to because I know we have till May 30th to do our upgrades. And so it gave me two choices and to click, and I think I clicked the wrong one, and it's tried to install, and I don't have the administrative password to this computer because it's a school computer and it's a new computer. So the old password didn't work and I couldn't get it to open up. It just didn't want to. So I was quite upset because I kept trying. And I did the class anyway because I couldn't tell. It looked like I had all the participants And I couldn't hear you guys, but I thought maybe you can hear me. So I taught the class, and then I thought, well, at least it'll record. Well, it didn't do anything. It didn't record. I couldn't, do anything with it. And you guys couldn't hear me. So yeah, it was sad, but it won't happen again. I'm going to get that password and I'm going to upgrade. Which we're all going to have to do by May 30th. So I was telling the club they need to notify people on how to do that. You have to install a new upgrade for Zoom or you can't get into it. So so I'm going to take care of that and hopefully we won't have any more glitches. So sorry.
Okay. That's fine. I mean,
I know. I wish I could have talked to your dad. He might have been able to figure it out for me on how to go back and uninstall because it kept trying to install. And I was like, no, don't install. Not now. Okay. Well, anyway, Rod, give my love to your family. And I hope to see you in a yoga room soon. I hope we can get there.
sweet, I'll be there.
All right, Rod. Thank you.
I hope you have more classes, actually. You know?
Yeah, I'm putting together, I'm trying to put together more classes. I'm doing chair yoga for the Margaret Todd Center. So I've been doing that. And
Okay.
then senior yoga I've been doing for Rolling Hills, but I want to do more, all levels yoga too. So I'll let you know what I can work out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay,
All right.
you take
Take care.
care.